I'm still having a sinking feeling in my stomach just from what you just said. But I really wish that BP could pay for the impact that they're going to have on our diet in the Southeast, in particular Louisiana Panel. People are actually rushing out buying shrimp. But there's like a hurricane, when you buy milk, they're rushing out and freezing shrimp. It's really true. Last time you said, buy more shrimp. I mean, this will really impact us if you know how we eat. But seriously, I'm really thinking about the problems that we have with getting people trained. And when you asked what EPA could ask BP to pay for, I think that they could really go on and invest in the training, hazmat training, for people to do this work. And I don't want to pat myself on the back, but as you know, we've been doing hazmat training for 15 years. We had gotten an alert from NIHS asking if our centers could be training centers. We have replied. But at the same time, we have young men who are already ready to go to work. They've been signing up, coming in and out, because we've been doing this training, Baton Rouge to New Orleans, Atlanta, Georgia, all over for a long time. So my hope is that the locals won't be left out and that the locals are affected. And that what NIHS or EPA has never been able to do, and that is to steer contractors to use local people. They usually just bring their own people in from God knows where, I don't know what, while our people are sitting on the side. So my real concern is, first of all, that BP pays for the training, and that EPA and NIHS, or the federal government, somehow put some restrictions in terms of hiring. And I know it's difficult with the laws, but I think that people can be encouraged to use local people.
My name is Tracy Hughes. I'm with Louisiana Bayou Keeper and the Fishing Community Family Support Center based in Lafitte Barataria in Jefferson Parish. Apparently nobody knows our parish exists down there because as of last night, BP still has not assigned a point of contact person for our parish. We are in between Plaquemines Parish and Lafourche Parish, and our community, the roads stop there, and there's nothing but marsh for another 30, 40 miles to Grand Isle. Our community's economy is based on these natural resources: commercial fishing, recreational charter fishing, the tourism industry, bird watchers. That's our economy. So everybody's very stressed out. Add to that right now that the governor announced yesterday that he is going to open up Davis Ponds full blast into our basin. We have 20 to 30 mile an hour or not winds blowing. We are expected to have another 2 to 3 foot above normal tide in our community, and in normal circumstances that puts water over our roads. If they open Davis Ponds with a south wind blowing like that, it's not going out to the Gulf. It will hang up, and we are truly, really concerned that we're going to go under again. In addition to what may be flooding us again, our May shrimp season normally opens around mid-May. And they had an emergency opening and let the guys go fish. But if they open Davis Ponds, it's going to run every shrimp in the estuary out to the Gulf of Mexico and to that away. Now understand the concept of trying to keep the oil away from the marsh. And so what is the lesser of two evils? I don't know. The one thing I know, either way, our community's economy is going to be destroyed over this. And Jefferson Parish is being ignored. And our fishermen are essentially being ignored. While I don't wish it on anybody else, but if it comes into the Louisiana coast, it's not going to be able to be controlled. You have a better chance of cleaning it up on a beach than you do in our estuary. We need people to pay attention to Jefferson and connect with our Jefferson Parish President's Office. 'Cause we've been talking back and forth with them all week long, and nobody seems to be making any progress there. And they're at the point where they're going to start taking it into their own hands. So I'm asking you to please make sure DP and all of our government folks connect with Jefferson Parish. The other thing that we're very concerned about, it's my understanding that the deep water tide, the current in the Gulf of Mexico runs from the mouth of the Mississippi River west. So our experience, our fishermen's experience when we have oil spills, and contrary to popular belief, we have them, a lot of them, in inland waters. And after they've said they've cleaned everything up on the surface that you can't see, or say they have done it, our fishermen go skim in little boats. The majority of our fishermen are small boat fishermen in inland waters, although we do have guys who fish in the Gulf of Mexico and on the beach. And they go skim out there in the area that's being cleaned up. Their nets come up with tar, oil, all over them, and that area is dead for years. You can't fish there anymore. You have to fish somebody else. So I want to know, I would like EPA and NOAA and whoever to be monitoring what's going on in that deep water. What's on the bottom? It's not just about the surface. It's going to be all over the bottom. We need to track where it is, because eventually it's going to come up somewhere.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think NOAA has already started to do a lot of work on projections, both on the surface and the deep water. They are they are working through the, I guess, the Seacoast, the Sea Grant, one of those two organizations, and have already started to take baseline sampling. One of the issues, of course, NOAA is also a natural resource trustee. So one of the issues they have to start doing is trying to quantify what the ultimate damage will be, what areas are closed for how long, because that's part of any damages. We are still, again, hoping that that is a minimal amount, but you know, knowing oil spills as folks do, those tar balls do, from what Jane was explaining to me, she's very concerned about too much mucking around that would, I guess, mash those down in some way. So we're trying to figure that out, but it's a good point.
My name is Monique Carden. I'm co-director and attorney with Advocates for Environmental and Human Rights based in New Orleans. Administrator Jackson, I'm curious to know if EPA has made a determination on whether the oil slick burning would be effective, given emulsification and the thinning that had on the surface layer.
Yeah, you cannot burn off the slick.